So let me get this straight. When I pass away and meet my maker, whether it's prematurely or from natural causes in my 90s and 102, all of my things go to probate, and then a judge figures out and decides where my belongings that I've worked for the past century in building gets to go to. I don't know if that's you and you're thinking to yourself, how does that seem fair? But if I told you that that were to be the absolute truth, would you want to hedge the risk of all of your assets being decided by a court-appointed judge to make that decision for you and your family? I would say no. So to illustrate to you what an actual living trust does, I'm going to be very simple about the education process. Now, here at the Financial Architects, our mission statement is to educate and empower. And that's what I plan on doing here today. With this little bag here, I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to go on a trip. I'm going to take my Visine with me. I'm going to take my nail file with me. I'm going to take all the belongings necessary. But instead of me going on a trip, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, I'm going to, at one point in time, meet my maker. This is a living trust. Within that living trust are my cash, my gold and bullion and things of that nature, all of my personal belongings like a motorcycle, a vehicle, my Bitcoin, the passwords behind my Bitcoin and Ethereum and all my cryptocurrency. Then I'm going to put into that, let's just say, my safe with all my guns and my gun collection. What if I have a child with autism and I want to make sure that they're taken care of, and the person who's going to be taking care of them? And I'm going to put that inside of my living trust. My jewelry, I don't know if I brought that up already, but I put my jewelry inside of my living trust. Oh, I can't forget my house. I put my house in my living trust right here. And that's why when you refinance, you got to take it out of the living trust and put it right back into the living trust. So sometimes people take things out of their living trust and they have to put them right back into their living trust. This goes to my heirs privately, not publicly. The estate is settled within 2 to 6 weeks, and it doesn't go through a probate process. Now, if you have your belongings outside of the living trust, or you have no living trust at all, guess what happens? It goes through probate. And probate is a scenario that you just do not want within your own family. I've seen family members fight over money, and mom and dad told me that they were giving me the Porsche. Or dad told me that he was going to be giving me his Harley motorcycle. I've seen so many different relationships affected by not having a living trust. Now, what else should we have inside of that living trust? I can't forget my medical directive. That way, I know somebody's going to be making my medical decisions for me. Do I want to stay on something that's going to keep me alive for the next 3 months or 4 months when I'm brain dead? Do I want the opportunity to give all of my assets to my heirs as comfortably as possible? Keep in mind, I've worked for years, decades, to build this big bucket of assets, and now for the government to have access to them does not make me feel good. So right now, the biggest flyer that we have going out to our current clients and our potential clients is this bad boy right here. Do you have a living trust? On the back here are just some of the major questions that we're getting from seniors on what they're really concerned about in the future. So I'm sure you're wondering, what is the cost? Now, to talk to an attorney, an actual attorney that will design the living trust for you, if you're single, it's $1,695. If you're married, it's $1,795. If you have multiple properties or a business, of course, there's added costs involved. Hopefully this helps out. Please reach out to us if you need anything, or reach out to one of our nearest financial architects. We'd love an opportunity to compete for your business.